Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist by Wifies, if that's how you say his name. Let's watch. I just realized the audio's not coming out. Oops. Give me 1 second. Is this spooky Minecraft? Sort of spooky. I think it's not that spooky. I've heard it's a little terrifying, but not in the conventional jump scare way. It's interesting. Play it.
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. This is the first line in a book that Avery claims he did not write. 2 weeks ago, a YouTube channel called Avery the Mayo uploaded a YouTube video titled Weird Book I Did Not Write, where he shows us a mine that supposedly he never built. Inside the mine is a chest that Avery did not place. And
he's got 8 diamonds, not bad. Yeah, and like, you know, a big stack of redstone, that's not bad either. So he needs to work on his emerald game.
And inside the chest is a book that Avery did not write. Inside the book is a very strange message. Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled, it's listening. You can't outsmart it, it's listening to me.
It's listening to Tom E.
Watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 Over and over, followed by a sequence of numbers.
I don't know why, but the repeating of the message kind of reminds me of like an ex that just will not stop texting you. Just like, hey, are you awake? I think about you whenever I go to sleep. When are you going to text me back? Are you going to text me back? Are you going to text me back? Not that I've had one, but you know, that's what I would imagine a crazy ex would be.
And that's it. It seems impossible that a whole mine just appears in your world without your knowledge, but Avery explains in the description of the video that the laptop he's playing on is from a storage locker. It already had Minecraft installed and this world already existed, but when Avery first loaded it up, it was just a normal world. He only now discovered this mine a few hundred blocks from his house. So in that case, what is this book? The contents are strange and it's not evident what they refer to. If anything, they just sound like some crazy rambling. But the numbers at the end are clearly some sort of code, so maybe we can solve it and
Wonder what kind of code that could be. Definitely not. Your cipher only works with letters. And it's definitely not Morse code either. Coordinates? But you need 3 numbers for coordinates. I'm not too sure, but I think the guy shouldn't turn left. So Avery's playing using someone else's Minecraft account? I think so. If I remember, he did say he found a laptop from a locker, so I'm assuming if the Minecraft world was already existing inside of the laptop, yeah, I guess the world isn't really his. The laptop isn't his. He just found it, I suppose.
Figure out what this book is talking about. Except we can't. The numbers go higher than 26, so it's not any alphabetical code. There are 4 sections, not 3, so it isn't coordinates. And in fact, there's not a single cipher that comes up as a good match for this code. If it is a code, it's unlike any code I've ever seen, and I wasn't able to decipher it. So is that it? A strange one-off YouTube video and a dead end? Not quite, because for 2 frames at the very end of the video, Avery's inventory flashes a random pattern of blocks, and this time there is a code, because taking the first letter of the name of every block and capitalizing it if there is more than one.
Wait, hold up. How do you even get those numbers? 1, 7, 5. Okay, so whatever those light bulbs are the numbers. But how do you get the letters for each and every one of those blocks?
You get a string that perfectly matches the length of a Google Drive link, that when you enter, takes you to a folder. And this is where the true mystery begins. The mystery.
The spooky mystery. Using Google Drive.
Of a Minecraft world that doesn't exist. Opening the video named Footage 1, we can see a player in the exact same spot Avery was in the last video, except now he has way more items than he had last time. Presumably this is from his house, and he's come to use this mine in survival as part of this world. The book is now gone from the chest, but it could be that Avery just burned it because it creeped him out.
That's interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting at is that this video, it's come first to, I guess, this is like someone's normal world, and for some reason they recorded themselves, put it in a Google Drive folder, got the link, encrypted the link URL, and then put it on the Minecraft thing. But it's from Avery's video that has like all those strings in his little inventory screen. So like, I'm just wondering why he bothered to go to such lengths to hide the URL in his inventory. And how would you even get those strings? Like, I'm still confused how he got the string of URL from the blocks that he had in his inventory. That I can't really understand. Looked like a periodic table. Might have been.
Or it's just this book in his inventory. Regardless, Avery lines up with the other strip mine and begins to start a new one into the wall, but when he does, he finds this.
Oh.
Nothing weird, it's just a cave, and Avery walks in to begin exploring, until he stops and sees this.
What does he see?
It's hard to make out, but as he walks closer, we can see what it is. Moss and grass. This is immediately a red flag, because this kind of terrain does not generate in caves. Avery checks underneath it, but there's nothing else either. And when he runs back to grab his torches, he notices yet another patch of moss in the corner of the cave. Again, not natural, but not leading anywhere either. It's only when he heads back down the cave does he see it. A tree. Avery approaches the clump of greenery, and there it is. A tree unlike any other oak tree in the entire game. Whatever this is, it isn't normal.
From what I understand, I think, trees don't usually generate inside of a cave. Or if it's, I know there are like those cliffs that can just generate in the middle of the world, and then inside of it you see green every once in a while. But that's only assuming there's nothing above the tree, because I think trees can only grow naturally above certain terrain, but it can't be covered. It has to be over, but not under terrain. It looks like someone built it. I think that's maybe what that is too, but I think he's going about this assuming that it's naturally generated. Because again, this is a single player world. Why would this exist without the guys knowing? That's what makes it seem a little strange. I don't think this is a server.
Avery backtracks a bit, and we get a better look at this shrub, for lack of a better word. And after some hesitation and circling around it, Avery decides to try mining the tree. And he does, with no problem. It looks just like a normal tree, except normal trees don't generate underground. And it's not the only one. As Avery goes deeper and deeper into the cave, he passes larger and larger patches of greenery, coming across more shrubs, and even more trees, and even more moss. He pauses to talk at one point, but instead of commenting on the trees, he brings up something else. It's weird, we've only seen stone. And I guess he's right, the walls of this cave don't have any diorite, granite, andesite, or ores, but come on, there's a bigger elephant in the room here. At some point though, Avery's wish gets granted, and the cave turns into terracotta, tuff, and deep slate. The greenery gets larger and larger, with the trees growing bigger and bigger.
I'm scared.
Until finally, Avery reaches the end.
What?
Avery stops for several long seconds, just taking everything in.
Wait, hold up a minute. rain. Like an entire mountain's worth of blocks. The hell? Are these all like the same trees? Rated like that. Okay, here's what I'm thinking in my mind. He's probably just like in the perspective of like, oh, he's a director making like a little video skit that's sort of like a movie, and you know he's like directing all this, so he has to make all of this. So probably it's a mod. It's one of those mods. It's like, oh yeah, you can like just dig out the terrain, put in some elements. But I think like the way how the texture is like on the ceiling and the walls, it feels like you kind of have to have like a hand at this, don't you? Again, I'm not too familiar with like how these mods work, but God, I'm like dug out so much, and the way how he generated the trees is just so. It's like it's erratic, but also there's a pattern too. Looks like structures of half human, half horse thingy. Oh, it's like half a human did it, but also just unless you're talking about the trees, I don't know.
The room is
just
a
speculating
giant
too much.
cave of green, with strange, unnaturally large trees forming a staircase on the back wall.
That's
The floor
scary.
is covered in a massive field of moss, scattered with the strange trees we saw earlier.
Damn.
Avery slowly heads down the cavern wall, being careful not to take too much damage while maneuvering his way to the bottom. He looks around in awe as he explores the chamber.
I would be
and
in awe
from
too.
Closer up,
How
we
the hell
can
do you
see
make
a
this?
tunnel right between the massive tree gates. Avery searches around the trees for a few minutes, seemingly mesmerized by the build, and we can see that these gates are made of trees stacked on trees stacked on trees, made of spruce, mud, and oak. But the question
I bet you if you could like have trees stacked one on top of the other like this, it would make a great treehouse. I think I'm trying to make that too. I'm like trying to stack up these trees one after the other, just so that it goes really high, and I'm gonna make a tree house out of that later.
here is obvious. What is this place? This
What
kind of
is it?
terrain obviously doesn't generate naturally, so who made it, and
I
how
wish.
does it just appear in Avery's world? Well, if there's any answer to that question, it's through this tunnel, because finally Avery decides to stop sightseeing and heads down the tunnel at the center of the room.
Yeah, definitely not
Avery
creepy at all.
walks through the mud brick tunnel, turning to glance behind him every few steps. But of course, nothing is there. The world is set to single player. At least, it seems that way.
Oh?
Until this happens.
What
Something is wrong.
Uh-oh.
It's almost impossible to notice, but at the far edge of the tunnel, the first pair of torches have suddenly been wiped out. Avery
Oh.
stares for a few seconds and continues walking.
Oh. that a
Another
cut?
pair
No?
of torches is gone. I'm not scared of torches turning off.
Yeah, but if it's not another player, then
And then another.
uh-oh.
I don't know what kind of practical joke this is, but I already heard you in the...
Uh-oh.
I'm not scared of a game.
Jesus Christ. No. Yeah, get the fuck out of there. They're big air.
I don't know why I just jumped down. I wasn't scared.
I wasn't
I felt-
scared.
Compelled. I've never felt like that in my life.
I felt compelled to jump.
What is going on here? Things just went from strange to incredibly creepy in a matter of seconds. This doesn't just happen on a normal world, but Avery did say he found this world on a computer he got from a storage locker. So maybe this is just a world that the old owner of this computer created, and it's just some strange adventure horror map. Case closed. Except it's not, because the video files aren't the only thing in this Google Drive folder. If you remember, there's also this PDF, and opening it...
It's a Google Ducky. I wasn't even scared, yeah. He totally wasn't scared.
We see this. My exploration into a strange tunnel I found in my Minecraft world. I've been playing this world for a while and just discovered this. This is my documentation of the search. Notably, when I installed Minecraft, this world came pre-created. Always thought that was a little strange, but I'm not really sure. This seems okay enough, but remember what Avery said earlier. He found this computer in a storage locker with Minecraft installed. Not he installed Minecraft and this world was there. Admittedly, it's a pretty small difference, but still, why the conflicting stories? Something you may have also noticed that I can't explain is why Avery's name is now censored. He wasn't censored in the previous videos, but now he's both hidden his name and changed his skin, almost like he's hiding from something. But there's still a lot more of this footage, and if you want to figure out what's happening in this world, why it exists, and what it has to do with Avery, we have to keep watching as Avery runs from whatever it is that's hiding in this world. Avery says he has to keep moving, even if he doesn't exactly know why, and the only way to go is down. Avery takes a leap into the giant pool of water before him and swims down into a junction of tunnels. After some hesitation, he burrows himself in the left wall for air before swimming down the left tunnel. He continues to navigate through the dark water, the tunnel getting narrower and narrower, with no end in sight. Until it opens into a giant cavernous room with just enough space at the top to get a bit of air. When Avery descends again, we can see tunnel openings sprawling across the walls. Avery scans around. There's no marker of where to go, just tunnels upon tunnels as far as the eye can see. And then he hears it. The same sound as when the whispers played previously. Avery rushes to dig into the wall, and as he blocks himself in, we can hear the whispers again.
Yeah, who's whispering? Who's doing whispering ASMR?
Quieter, but still there, as if they're passing by him. When the coast is clear, Avery digs out. But now what? He has no choice but to gamble on a tunnel and hope it's correct. He scans the walls again, no obvious sign of which one to pick. So finally, he rolls the dice.
It's DB. Yeah, it's DB. He's doing his ASMR.
The tunnel leads to another junction, and again, after a slight hesitation, Avery goes left.
Brother, stop going left.
Continues.
They told you to not go left.
Getting narrower and narrower and narrower.
It's like cave diving.
Until finally...
Oh. Getting somewhere. Oh, is he back?
he finds himself in the oasis.
The oasis.
Avery looks around the room, strangely almost peaceful. He's in the middle of a square pond, flanked on all sides by the same uncanny trees. He stares off at the water for a second before towering up and getting a good look around. Nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. For a moment, he pauses. Before something snaps, and he crafts a boat to get to the center of the lake. Without hesitation, he dives down into the tunnel and plugs up the hole. He makes another trip for good measure, plugging it even further. If this thing comes through here again, it has to break that. But I need to explore. He sails back to the edge of the lake.
Come through?
What it can't avoid doing is loading the chunk. Avery chops a few trees and crafts a hopper with the spare iron in his inventory. His plan is simple: set a trap for the thing following him. But wait, did I miss something? Because how does he know that something is following him?
Yeah, what
sure,
is the thing
those
that's
torches
following?
turned off, and yeah, we heard those noises before, but there's actually an even stronger piece of evidence I haven't mentioned. Remember when Avery said this? "I already heard you in the cave." Well, it took me a second to figure out what exactly he meant, but then I heard this.
Oh.
It's almost impossible to make
Another
out,
footstep?
but on a few separate instances, while Avery was walking in that original cave, he would randomly pause for a second or two, and now we know why. He was listening. Every time he paused, for just a brief moment, you could hear footsteps on the stone behind him.
Oh.
Stopping just
Yeah,
a
there's like
fraction
one
of a
step
second
that
too
happens
late
after he
to be
stops.
quiet. But okay, if something is somehow really following Avery in a single-player world, how can he stop it, or at least get it to reveal itself? Well, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Like he said, he needs time to look around and explore this world, but while he's gone, anything can just swim through the hole and replace the blocks to make it look like nothing happened. But if Avery turns down his render distance and puts items in this hopper, if he then goes far enough away and unloads the chunk, the only way for the hopper to be empty when he returns is if something loaded the chunk while he was gone. And then, whatever was following him would be exposed. The trap is set. Now it's time to explore.
That is a very interesting way to catch someone. Like, oh yeah, we'll just go through here. Someone does step in, they'll load the chunk, and then the ticker will go down. So how do I explain this? So I think Minecraft, like, you know, there's a limitless world that you can load in. So like every area that you're stepping on, it's a chunk that you can load. And I think the game, it renders a certain amount of chunks depending on how far you are. But if you are a little too far away from a certain chunk, and let's say, like, because what he did was he put a stack of blocks inside of a hopper connected to a chest. So if you're standing right next to it, it'll give the hopper will give a chest one block at a time for like once every, I think, like a second. But if you step away from that chunk if you're far away from that chunk enough, it won't be able to load that chunk, meaning the hopper won't be able to give that block to the chest. I think that's the logic he's trying to follow. So as he's exploring, he's going to be stepping away from that chunk, meaning that as long as there's no other player that goes near that chunk, that hopper won't be able to give that block. But if there is someone there that's following him, and he loads in the chunk where that chest is, that ticker will happen where the hopper will give the chest the stack of blocks. So I think maybe he's going to check back later, and if it looks like there's going to be blocks that go into the chest, that means there is something chasing after him. Yeah, so essentially it's like it's a tracker. If someone's there, there'll be more dirt inside of the chest. That's the logic that's what I heard anyway.
Avery walks through the trees, avoiding the lake so as to not load the chunk. Every inch of this place looks exactly the same. The same gray floor, the same strange trees. Everywhere he looks,
I like how the
there's
trees
nothing.
aren't just like straight up a line of
Until,
logs.
just in the corner of the screen, there's a sign. But it's hard to spot, and Avery doesn't seem to see it, and he keeps walking. Then he pauses. Interesting. That's the third sign we've seen so far. What? Where? Third sign? I've only seen this one. But it turns out he's right. Going back and re-watching the footage just barely hidden in the corners
Oh,
of the
shit.
screen are 2 other signs
Bro, how do
Avery
you see
crossed
that?
earlier in the recording, though he gave no indication at the time that he noticed them. Avery goes back to all 3 signs. All of them are blank, so I don't know what to make of it, but Avery seems to be satisfied and he explains why. These signs all seem to point to one place. Both of these angled ones point in the same direction. And he's right. If you line up a coordinate grid with the location and rotation of the signs, you get this. So he's right, all of them point a certain way, and if you trace out their intersection, it hits one specific point. He also pulls off this brilliant move, which you rarely see from these protagonists, by turning the difficulty to peaceful because he ran out of food. Absolutely genius.
That is genius. That actually is genius. Because I think if you ever see any of those horror stories, like playing Minecraft, I think one thing that they never consider when sharing these stories is that they treat the Minecraft world like a real world. So anything that you experience in it, there's nothing you can change. And for that one example is you turn off the difficulty mode. So he had it on normal, but maybe it's because there's a mob following behind him. So just in case, if that's the case, he turned it off, turned it peaceful, but he treats it like a game. That I like.
But with that said, he returns to the lake to check on his contraption. And nothing showed up. Items are still flowing out of the hopper, which would be impossible if anything had loaded the chunk. Avery tells us exactly this. Nothing came through.
Okay.
Not to mention, the blocks are still in the same position Avery placed them to plug the hole. Now that he's shaken off whatever was following him, Avery sails back, presumably to find the intersection points of the signs. But before he does that, he opens up chat and says this. Something is here.
What?
What? How?
What?
Why is
How?
Avery saying that? Why isn't he sending it in chat? What did he see?
Oh, no,
I don't know if it can hear me, but I'm not taking any chances.
Interesting. What
The
gave it
grass
away?
block. When Avery left the chunk, he didn't just set one trap for the entity, he set 2. Without mentioning anything to us, he placed a grass block next to a block of dirt. In Minecraft, grass can't spread if the chunk isn't loaded. The only way that this block is now grass is if something other than Avery loaded this chunk. I'm not scared,
Interesting.
but my gut says to keep moving.
That is both that's a very interesting 180.
Maybe I am scared.
Bruh. Oh, I like the music. No, 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 no. Oh.
The other sign was pointed head on.
What the hell?
So many times
It just has lyric. Is this an actual song?
I committed so many crimes, and I was pretty sure of myself. You gave me reasons to be
What's that?
somebody else. Baby, I'm home again.
Oh. What?
Could run away.
Avery walks through a tunnel. A tunnel which quickly turns into a maze.
More to say.
Oh shit.
And slowly but
I
surely,
love mazes.
dead end after dead end, Avery navigates through it.
To be somebody else. It's
I wanna be somebody else.
Baby, here I am. I was lost.
Okay, alright, he's placing markers just so that he doesn't get completely lost.
It's alright. Baby, here I am. It's alright.
I don't know why, but this song reminds me of VeggieTales, where they would do like gospel.
Avery is clearly smart. smart enough to set a trap, and smart enough to set a backup. But whatever this thing is that's following him, it's smart too. Smart enough to block up the tunnel it entered from. Smart enough to refill the hopper with items after loading the chunk. Smart enough to hide its presence. This world seems to be guiding Avery somewhere. The whispers in this tunnel coercing him to enter the cave. The signs pointing to the secret entrance under the tree. Whatever this world is, it's leading Avery. But to what? We don't know. All we do know is that he isn't alone. And finally, Avery exits the maze into another giant room with what looks like a cipher above a door, with 3 levers right in front of the room with what looks like a cipher above it.
Does that say anything? D? Is that even D? O M S T. I wonder if that's a code for something. Maybe, is it another link? A little too long to be a... Or maybe it's a Caesar cipher. Might be a Caesar. I'm so tempted to solve it myself, but I'll do that.
The door with 3 levers right in front of it. Avery stares up at it, says he'll need a pen and paper, and blocks up the tunnel where he came from. The footage ends with him staring up at the code, deep in thought. From what I can see, the code atop the doorway looks something like this. It doesn't immediately remind me of anything, and plugging it into a cipher decoder gives me no ideas either. Running each of the candidate ciphers just gives gibberish every single time.
Bacon.
Whatever this code
there's
there's unfortunately no way that I or Avery can solve it. The second half of the footage picks up with 17 minutes of just staring at the wall. And then... he gets it. Oh.
It's like a hacker. It's like, I'm in.
Okay, I guess it was solvable. Avery says it's a good poem, but doesn't actually reveal what it said, only that it uses cipher stacking, a technique where 2 ciphers are layered one on top of the other to make a code almost undecipherable. How Avery actually solved it with a pen and paper is beyond me, but the puzzle isn't over yet. There's still this gate, which Avery suspects is some sort of combination lock, but instead of a pen and paper, his solution this time is a bit more... how do I put this? Efficient.
Efficient? How? Does he just break the door? Fortunately for you, I have a pickaxe. Bruh. Yeah, see, this is a very game-focused
and with
direction.
that, he's... Wait. Who's Durlord 3?
Oh!
For the
who's that? Durlord 3?
First time in this footage, Avery's sensor bar lingers for just a second too short, and we get a glimpse of the name. This isn't Avery's name. This isn't Avery's skin. Maybe the reason that we got 2 different stories about where this world came from is because the player we've been watching this entire time isn't Avery at all. But if that's the case, then who is this? The world at the beginning is clearly the same one that Avery was playing on. So what's going on here? If it is Avery on an alt account, why the conflicting stories in the description and the document? And if it's
a completely different person,
then who is this other person, and why are they claiming that this is their world they found? I genuinely just don't know, but the only way to find out is to keep watching as Durlord walks through the tunnel after the puzzle and finds himself in the village.
Wait, an angel? Definitely not creepy. This area is so big. Can I have this as my village? Not the danky village that I'm in. That's pretty nice. We can rebuild a place like this. Builds are nice though. Yeah, they are. The statue in the middle? I kind of want this as my village. That would be way cool. They even got like netherrack fencing. What if the angel suddenly moved? Like in Doctor Who. Yeah, weeping angels from Doctor Who would be really scary. But I feel like this person isn't trying to use any mods. It's just him building all of it. Makes this even more impressive. Me no lanky. What's he need? Is there like an exit, or there's some item that he needs to find here? This is a really big village. It's gonna take a while. Or it could be hidden under one of the carpets. Maybe Avery's using Dark Lord's account? That's possible. But why would he even do that? I have a feeling this might be somebody else's account. And Avery took it over from the laptop. And then, I don't know, just kind of did his own thing. I don't know. Because it does seem like it is Dark Lord's account. But then, I guess he lost it in the laptop. Ooh, it's a little tunnel. Have you got to dig down again?
It's empty. This village is strange. It's clearly abandoned, if the cobwebs and literal holes in the roof didn't make that obvious, and all the chests and containers have nothing inside of them. There's also an interesting amount of yellow in the carpets, beds, and flooring, but wherever Darklord looks, he can't find anything of interest. No lead on where to go or what to do from here. The fountain and statue in the town center is by far the most eye-catching decoration here, but
it's
like
really
we can see,
it
too is empty. There's no path to take from there. So, is this the final area then? The final answer to what's been going on with this world and what's been following him? I'm not sure, and clearly Durlord isn't either, since he keeps looking around for anything out of the ordinary. Anything that might give him a clue of where to look next.
The entire village is out of the ordinary. The fact that it exists underground, is that not weird enough? I'm just waiting for the angel to just suddenly change its position. What's going on? He just uses a boat. That's actually kind of smart. Something there, maybe? What could be? Why is it so far away from the rest of the village? Is it hiding something? Is there a clue? I like the music that they choose. Really sets the tone. I do the same thing too, man. I do the same. Is there even anything to look for? music. You know, I kind of noticed that the music is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for this. I kind of like it. I'm scared now. What is gonna happen? Maybe there's a page on that book over there?
Are insufferable. They think that devotion will save them. Rest assured, it will not. Not that it will do them any good to believe that anyway. The ones who realized it pretend they didn't. But it doesn't help that there are some of them who truly believe they'll be saved. The king is coming, Maya. If anything, I wager that their king is already here. It's watching me write this. I don't particularly care. I just want this to be done with. The sooner I can leave, the better. He's arrived. I don't know why anyone is surprised to find that out. This is exactly what they were hoping for. I'm going. I'm leaving this here in the rare case someone finds it. If you have found this, I implore you, turn back, disconnect, forget about this world. It's not for you. If you've come here, you must be curious. I know you must want to continue onwards. So I know that this is a heavy ask, but please, do not go any further. For your own good, do not.
That's a heavy read. Sound. The sound. Lock. I feel like something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get scared. Oh. Oh? Oh. Oh, Riley. What was that sound earlier, though? One coming up? We're going down? What's that sound? Oh god, not this again. Jesus, no. We're already dying. Like the back rooms, it feels like it. Is he gonna disappear behind him? The back hallway. Pretty much. Man, again, I really like the way this guy uses it. It's so... It really sets the tone. Oh, don't go left, don't go left. Brother, don't go left. Do not go left. Brother, don't go left. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Don't do it. Nope, he's going. Yep, okay, he's going left. Alright. Tunnel? So I don't think there was just blocks of black in the... There's this torch. I don't... You have a torch in it? Or... Go into the dark. They don't go into the light, but they also don't go into the dark. That's also pretty important. he going backwards? I guess so. I mean, once you're approaching pitch black, it's kind of hard to see if you're... Wait, did his inventory change? Weird. Oh, please. No jump scares, no jump scares. I thought there wasn't gonna be jump scares. Yeah, he had doors, sand, etc. Yeah. It's like all his stuff just got replaced. Oh. Oh. The way I would have left the world as soon as I found the book that said, whatever you do, don't turn. Is it gonna be jump scare? Oh, what? God damn it. Wait, what's going on? What did he see? Wait, you can't just censor it. What did you see? What did you see? What is he hiding? Yeah, what is he hiding? Now he chooses to go right. Alright. Oh. Where's his tools? He'd be able to dig faster if he had his pickaxe. Oh. Is it the same place?
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled, it's listening. You can't outsmart it, it's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 And the footage ends. Right there. Durlord was the person who wrote the book in Avery's world. How? It shouldn't even be possible that the tunnel led him back to that mine. Durlord found this world on his computer, and Avery found Durlord's old laptop in the storage locker and has been playing on it ever since.
Right.
But what is this world? What was following Durlord in this footage?
What was going on?
Most importantly, what was behind those gates?
Yeah, you can't just censor it and not show us.
That was in the original footage. Whatever is behind that black square was enough to drive probably the smartest protagonist I've ever seen into running for his life. Something that a whole village of people was trying to summon. Something that this entire world has been hiding. A king? What does that even mean? I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you one thing. The code at the end of the book, now with this footage, we can solve it. Each number corresponds to one slot in Durlord's inventory. 1 here and 36 here. Take the first letter of each item, or whatever number is indicated after the dash. From that, we can get this.
Oh my god.
Run Avery. It's here.
Wait. Huh? Wait. So, let me get this straight. In the timeline, Durlord, or whoever his name is, he plays this world. He's seemingly being chased by something. He keeps turning left, and then finds whatever's behind that yellow door. However, he goes back to this area, writes that note for Avery to read in the future, but for some reason, Durlord knows Avery. He writes this note, which is, in this game, save file in this game, in the laptop that he lost, and then the laptop was picked up by Avery. So how does Durlord know Avery? Yeah, how did he know his name?
Durlord was giving one last warning, hoping that whatever was following him wouldn't see. But how? How would he possibly know that Avery would find this world? There's no way for him to know who Avery even is. Whatever he saw behind those doors, whatever he knows about this world now, we may never understand. But one thing is certain. Whatever was coming for him is coming for Avery next. This isn't over.
Damn. What the hell? It's kind of scary. Yeah, and that's part 2. God. That is terrifying. How does he know? I think that's what we'll learn at part 2, but I wonder if there's anyone on the comments that know anything about this. What the fuck? Here's the pinned comment. I'm not scared of torch going out. Well, I am. Hurry up. The fact that Durlord wrote, at the crossroads, don't turn left 7 times, which is the same amount of times he turned left in his journey, is such a good detail. Oh, I didn't think about that. Did he turn 7 times? I guess he did. I appreciate that there isn't a single jump scare in this video so much. Just pure psychological horror and a truckload of suspense. This was phenomenal. Yeah, I think it would have been the same for me, but except somebody gave me a jump scare. Looking at you, Crystal. The sudden switch to silence near the end is actually so scary to me. The entire time the music made it feel so much less scary and high stake, but the sudden silence gave it such a serious feel, like something could happen at any second. I just think it's such a good method to give viewers that unsettled feeling. Yeah. I think with a lot of the movies that are horror based and they do a lot of jump scares, it's like, yeah, it is scary, and I don't like those kind of movies because it has a lot of jump scares. But it's also because we kind of expect a jump scare to happen. It's just so overdone. But with this video, it's not scary because there's a jump scare. He does it. It's like, it's scary because there is no jump scares to be had. And it's purely psychological. I'd rather have a jump scare to scare me rather than, rather than just being pure silence. I think that was a lot more scarier to me.